This club gets excited about.
Absolutely.
Haven't seen this guy up here as of yet.
Absolutely.
We tried a couple times.
Bright and early. His eyes look a little red.
Yeah,
definitely a little red.
That's the perp though.
No. It's too early for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Camron.
Killer Cam.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Big fan of the show, man.
Thanks for coming.
They didn't believe you were really coming, Camron.
Definitely not.
Charlamagne said he ran into you and you mentioned it.
I seen him yesterday. He kind of put the extra pressure, like you'll be there tomorrow, right? So
I seen Cam twice in my life. First time I ever seen Cam, he was shooting hoops in a gym, and I'm so stupid. I was like, "Yo, Rico got out." I was like.
I get that all the time, like, yo, what's up, Rico? You know what I'm saying? I get that a lot, so. But I'm a big fan of the show, man. Thanks for having me. It isn't that I didn't want to come here. I'm just not a real early person.
Absolutely.
But thanks for having me.
Oh, you could have stayed up all night and came and it'd have been like late night.
I was thinking that. See, I live in Jersey. Traffic coming over here was crazy. It's just a whole to do. I was going to stay in the city last night, but I just didn't.
All right.
Now you got the new mixtape out, Ghetto Heaven.
Yeah, it's out right now. My man Remo put everything together on live mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? So that's out right now. Make sure y'all go check it out.
We were talking about it because we were like, Cam actually got some hot songs on here.
Actually,
yeah, no.
That was word. I was kind of like, word. Actually, I don't believe it.
People was worried for a minute though. It was a couple records you dropped and everybody was like, I don't know what Cam doing.
Nah, you know it is what it is. I can't please everybody all the time, but I appreciate the love and the reception that I'm getting on this tape. So I appreciate that.
Go Outside is a tough tune.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Definitely.
Everybody talking about the Come and Talk to Me record where you responded back to Jay saying he made you a millionaire.
Yeah.
It seems like you two always are going to have some type of issue.
I don't know. I mean, my thing is, you know, once I'm like, if I'm off the radar, just leave me alone. Like, once you say my name, my like antennas go up a little bit. But I don't really consider it a diss. He had made a comment, and I made a comment back on the record, so it wasn't like a back and forth thing. I just answered kind of what he said. But I think he has something against us a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't play our music in the 40/40 clubs. Like,
you're not allowed in there even.
No, I don't want to go in there. I don't care about
even
being
to this
allowed
day.
in there.
Yeah, to this day you can't.
I'm not.
play.
Yo.
Can't
one time.
What kind of hate is that? Like,
I was in there and Freaky Zeke was in there.
And they 8 bouncers came. He called me later that night and kicked him out. Like, he was there for a whole nother event, and they like 8 bouncers came and surrounded him.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what kind of hate is that?
And I said to him, wow, they let you in here?
Word, man, I'm disappointed in you too, man. We better than that, man.
Have you and Jay ever been cool? Like, where does this stem from?
That's what I'm saying. Let's go back to Rockefeller days, because you guys were signed to Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Dame and Jay signed you. You know, you had a rock chain, and where did it start going south? Or bad?
Basically, you know, when I got over there, I really just, you know, because they was already established. Dame did a favor for me while, you know, I was at a bad deal at Sony. And he did me a favor bringing me over there because I was my man since 10, 11 years old. So when I got there, I went over there very polite because they already had their situation, you know, pretty much established. So, you know, I see Jay at the studio and I'll be like, you know, let's do a song, let's do this. And he'll just look at me like, just like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? So then we just started heating up, you know what I'm saying? And he just like put himself on a couple records, but I wasn't feeling what he did, so I took him off the song.
Oh boy, they say you took him off. Oh boy.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling the verse. So, and I'm not dissing him. And I like Jay's music. He's dope or whatever, but I just wasn't feeling the verse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie about it. And then it really went south. Like, he went somewhere, son, and Dame like offered me the job to be like vice president.
The vice president, I remember that. He went on vacation, and Dame made you vice president of Rockefeller.
But he didn't even consult with Jay-Z about it.
He made me an offer, and I felt, Jay-Z probably felt that they didn't consult with him, and like everything kind of went south from there.
But you never took the job though, because Def Jam didn't want to pay you the $500,000 you wanted for salary, right?
Yeah, my lawyer advised me where they was getting paid, what the president was getting paid that time. I think it was like $750,000. They was offering $500,000. I was like, that's you're trying to lowball me, no homo. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't take the job.
And I also remember there was like a tour they went on, and there was some issues because you guys, the Rock the Mic tour.
I wasn't invited. Like, you know, these are questions I can't even answer. Right. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? But I just know when we first got there, we tried to be cool, and you know, it's only but so long you could try and be cool when somebody giving you their ass to kiss. Part of my language, I don't know.
Also, you said when the dude shot at you back in the day in D.C., he threw up the rock sign. Did you ever find out what that was? Was that a hit or just a random rock fan?
I mean, you know, got fans or whatever, but I didn't really do too much investigation. I know basically I went to jail after I got shot because I didn't basically, you know, when I got shot, actually, it was 2 cop cars behind me and one in front of me. I forget the street, but it was just whoever that dude was. He was pretty brave because he's like basically did that. Let's say, for instance, if it was New York, like 34th Street and 8th Avenue, you know what I'm saying, in front of a lot of people. But you know, the cops, they wanted me to come cooperate. I'm like, y'all was right there. The car they was in crashed, and they found the cell phone. And they want my help. I'm like, y'all have everything. So by me not going down there, I was on probation at the time. They violated my probation. So I like actually got shot and then sent to jail. Yeah.
But weren't y'all going to form the group at one point? The commission? It was supposed to be you, Jay, Big, Charlie Baltimore?
Nah, I wasn't part of that. I wasn't part of that at all. I met Biggie through Mace, and Biggie was feeling me. I used to go to his crib and rap for him, and then
he wanted to sign you, right?
Yeah, after he passed away, his partner Un Rivera signed me, so that's how I got to deal with Un.
So you ended up signing with Big?
Yeah, basically.
That was kind of Big's label.
I was just about to say that. Kind of signing with Un was kind of signing with Big because that was his business partner while he was alive.
Right. Yeah. And what happened with Mace? You still speak with Mace?
I haven't spoken to Mace in about 3-4 years. I don't know, Mace just be up and down, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like Mace. He'll be like, you know, he'll do the church thing. Then you go on his Instagram and you be like, yo,
where the bitches at?
Yeah, exactly. And I be like, yo, he tougher than Lover, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just makes me real finicky. That's my man growing up.
Y'all were cool, ball with each other and everything.
Yeah, that's my man. He just made him like a 180 on nigga.
It seemed like he changed when he got in the industry. Like he became institutionalized. It's like. He was supposed to be in a horse and carriage video, but he was going to charge you. Like, how you charge a man to be in the video? Yeah,
exactly. Good point. But, you know, I learned a lot. I was young in the game. Not saying he still should have charged me, but, you know, looking back on it, on a lot of stuff and, you know, just being around so long and being blessed to see a lot of things, it's like, you know, I still don't pump with him for certain things like Mr. Hud funeral and certain things like that. But just looking back on it and seeing my young boys that's around me now, like Mace was 21 years old, sold 5 million records, had about $7-8 million at 21, 22 years old. I'm looking at some of my young boys who like 24, 25. I'm like, y'all would not know, y'all would go buck 8 crazy if y'all had $500,000. Right. So, you know, if you're 21 and 22 years old with that kind of money and your first album you ever put out sells 3-4 million records, your mentality is way different. And it was just a lot to handle at that age.
Now, there was a lot of rumors that you guys ran Mace to Atlanta, that he was just so scared.
Not me per se. Basically, I was running around with Mace making sure he was good, and then he had got a deal with Jermaine Dupri for that.
Harlem World.
Yeah, All Out was the label in Harlem World. And basically, I knew what the deal was like, maybe $2 or $3 million, and he was giving everybody $10,000. And I was like, dog, you know, I helped write your album, other stuff that was given to us for the right. And I was like, I ain't got no beef, but I'm just out. I'm not a part of this. And I'm not saying I'm like the tough guy or nothing, but I was just making sure he was good in the street. And then when I started messing, it was just like pretty much like an open free fall. He was just getting into fist fights in Harlem, and then people was threatening him, then people was taking the chains. So it wasn't me, it was just a bunch of stuff that was going on in the streets with other people. And I just think he got tired of it and broke out.
Now you got $3 million, you only give people $10,000, and you become a pastor and ask people for 10% of their earnings. But you ain't giving up 10% of yours.
But let's keep it real. A lot of issues that people have business-wise has to do with money, relationships, friendships, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comes down to money. Like, even with you and Jim Jones, you guys had your falling out. I always assumed that was over money.
Yeah, no, not really. I just say with Jim, my thing with Jim and everybody, all of us are in a good space right now, but I never really fed into when all that was going on, because it was a time, Jim, we was sitting, you know, we always strategized and stuff, and there was a time he was in my kitchen, he was like, yo, let's act like we got beef, and I'm like, why would we act like we have beef?
That really happened? I heard that, but that really happened?
Yeah, I was like, yo, why would we act like we have beef? You're going to confuse the fans. He's like, nah, we could do this, and I'm like, I ain't really with all that. So, you know, as everybody's fame grows, you know, you're not with each other every day. And then we wasn't speaking for a while. Not that it was a problem. And he just was like, yeah, F Cam and this, that, and the third. And he got all time. And I'm like, oh, he's really following through with this. You know what I'm saying?
So he started doing it.
It started off fake, and then it turned real.
Yeah, and I just not fed into it, because the whole time it was like, yo, you said you was going to do this, and I told you I wasn't with it, and you're still doing it. But And that's how that went. But at the end of the day, everybody's good now.
Yeah, I remember you guys saw each other for the and spoke like in Atlanta. It was like some type of Converse Band of Ballers game, and it was a huge deal.
Yeah, we spoke before that. You know, we wasn't going to pop up on each other or nothing like that, but we spoke and strategized that out also.
What about with Jewels? Because I know one time Jewels wasn't going to record with Def Jam under your label. Was that all that was true?
Yeah, you know, Jewel, same thing. He just basically was like, you know, me and Jim stopped speaking. They started hanging out, so you know that talk started. So he's like, "Y'all want out my deal, yada yada yada." Now I'm not one to hold nobody up. Def Jam called me, said they wanted him directly. We worked the financial part out, and that was that.
Yeah, for a period of time, I thought Jewels. It seemed like he was stuck and wasn't putting out music because he couldn't.
Now he said, I believe he said at the time he just didn't want to record. He wanted to be free before he recorded.
My thing is, he been free. You know what I'm saying? Now, like he been out the deal since 2008, 2009. So
if y'all cool now, what's the hold up on the Dipset reunion?
Just basically, you know, we all talk because we do about 10 shows a year together. You know what I'm saying? And just basically the time and everybody's doing something and it wouldn't be genuine. We can all go in the studio for 2-3 days and give y'all an album, but it wouldn't be genuine. Like with the Diplomat movement, you watch some guys or some kids grow from not really having too much to being really successful. So a lot of our fans grew with us, you know what I'm saying? So if we can't sit down together for a month or so, not saying every day and get it right, it'd be fake, and then nobody want to give y'all fake music.
Do y'all even still like dealing with majors? Because we heard stories about you running up in the Sony building and beating up executives and being banned from there. Like, in this day and age, you like dealing with major labels?
Well, what happened is recently with me, and big shout out to my man Tom Moskowitz and Joey IE and Leo over there. You know, they left Warner Brothers, which I was signed to, and right before they left, I was like, yo, I don't know, you know, I don't be lost in the sauce. So they just gave me my papers so I could get out my deal and do what I want to do. But I was actually signed to Asylum through them, but Todd left, Joey left, Leo left, so I'm like, I'm leaving. That was the foundation over there. But at this point, it doesn't really make sense. And if you, and not particularly me, I'm just saying for new artists, like, yeah, I want a deal. All these labels, they're chasing people who don't want deals. So if you go to a label and be like, yo, I want a deal, they're not messing with you because there's so many people popping now that don't have deals, that those are the people that they're chasing.
I remember we had our anniversary party at the Best Buy Theater, and I was like, oh, we should see if Camron can come through. That would be awesome. They said you were banned from there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Whole Dipset.
What y'all do? Just go around beating people up all throughout the city?
I'm like, what did they do?
The Best Buy Theater, you talking about like last year, right?
Yeah.
Or something like
I remember Vado actually came.
Yeah.
He couldn't get in. They wouldn't let him in.
We all, that particular incident last year before last, it was a bunch of us, and like I guess their security in there was like, yo, y'all gotta get under control, and slammed the door, and my son was right there, and he like just missed my son's fingers. So like I didn't do nothing, but a couple people I was with didn't like that.
So what's up with Vado? Vado's with DJ Khaled now.
Yeah.
How did that go down? Did you just let him out of the situation or what?
Yeah, basically, you know, Vado had called me one day and it was like something personal. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? And basically with me, like same thing with Jewel, Jim, whoever, once I could feel away, it's like, yo, this is like not musical and this is kind of too personal. I'm curving. That's just me, and I'm just
like, what could it be? You banged his girl or something? Like, personal.
Nah, like I'm just keeping it 100. Vado texted me one day and was like, "Yo, I heard you was talking about me in the street." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man? Which street are you talking about, or whatever?" And so he's texting me. I'm like, "Yo, I'm not doing the text back and forth thing. Like, if you want to meet me right now, I'll come meet you, or you want to call me, we could talk." Nah, Flea, and it's like, you never believed in me. I'm like, never believed in you. It was like it's an emotional text. Wow. And I was like, I spend wild money trying to get you hot out of my personal account. So after that, I just never picked the phone back up after that. You know what I'm saying?
Khaled called you to...
Yeah, then Khaled gave me a call. He's like, yo, I want to work with Vado about 7 or 8 months after that. And then I was like, yo, go ahead. I'm not here to hold nobody's career up because I'm not working with him no more. And I like the kid, you know what I'm saying? I want him to do really well, you know what I'm saying? So Vado had called me, and I was like, yo, y'all could do what y'all going to do because I'm not doing nothing, and Khaled's a workaholic, so that's a good place for you to go.
In a situation like that, do you get your money back that you invested?
Yeah, we worked it out. We worked it out.
Cam is about his money. One thing I know
want to
about
make
Cam,
sure.
and I talk to a lot of people because I like to invest. And they was like, if you ever get to see Cam, talk to Cam. They was like, Cam owns all types of crazy stuff that you never think of. They say you own like Taco Bells, KFCs, you have car washes, restaurants. How did you get that business mind? Was it through Dame or was it?
Well, definitely Dame, man. Dame's a big influence on me, but at the same time, I don't like really working for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I don't like waking up early. I don't like sitting in traffic. You know what I'm saying? So basically, no. I'm just saying in general. You know, that's always been my mind state. Even with music, it's like I tell people all the time, like, yo, people ask you, do you get tired? Do you tired of signing autographs? You tired of taking pictures? I'm like, yo, if this is my job, this is easy. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to go work for somebody that I know I'm smarter than. That doesn't make any sense to me. So sometimes all investments aren't good. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to open up a Golden Corral, that didn't work. You know, you got different things that work, and some things that I lost hundreds of thousands, and I made millions on certain things. But you got to take a chance if you believe in what you're doing.
Why do you keep stuff like that quiet? Because there's a lot of people that don't see you, and they be like. They quick to be like, oh, he's washed.
Yeah, like, yo, Kim. Because basically what I learned a lot is that when you own certain things, people will hate on it. So I don't put my name on it. Like, basically, it's certain people, no, I won't get into names or whatever, but let's say they got a blog or website, and I'll be like, that's his, I'm not doing it. Just because I'm like, not because I hate them or I got a problem with them, but I'll be like, I'm not helping their stuff. I want my stuff to pop. Right. So a lot of stuff, I don't put my name on top of it anymore. Even like when it comes to writing or directing movies or whatever, I may take the executive producer credit or whatever, but even if I write a movie, like percentage, basically, I wrote that, you know what I'm saying? But now it's out. I'll tell you what, I didn't put my name as the credits.
That's the movie that Queen Latifah and Shakim?
Yeah, we Queen Latifah and Shakim, big shout out to them. They did a 10-movie deal over at Netflix, and they gave me 3 of the movies. The other 7 movies that they're doing, I'm also executive producing, but they gave me 3 of my own to write. And we did a 10-movie deal with them, so that's what I've been working on the last year and a half.
What was your worst investment? Was it that Pink Range?
Pink Range was actually a great investment.
Yeah, that was actually.
That was
they still making clothing from
that. Fam, it's a
I just remember it on eBay for a long time.
Yeah, because you know what? I was still using it as a promotional tool. Like, that was one of the best promotional tools you could use. When I had on a personal note, it's like you can't go anywhere. You try to go to the movies, you come out, it's surrounded. It's people looking at it. But like she was saying, there's so much stuff that's out now, and it's like yesterday, a new clothing line comes out, like it's like Polo or whatever, but like it's the pink Range
on the pocket.
On the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like you got all these shirts with Camron, with the pink on, with the cell phone and stuff like that. So, at the
those socks that they did too. I like the Camron socks.
Yeah, the socks, we doing those too for $200 a pop.
Sheesh.
How did you get away with wearing pink back in the day? Because nowadays, if somebody would do that first thing, they'd be like, yo, he's gay.
Yo, Camron made people wear pink.
That's what I'm saying. Everything pink. Yeah, pink minks, pink everything.
Yeah, but to be honest, like all this stuff even now that's coming out, I didn't really plan to do it. I just always try to be different. And it's like, basically like I got all my jewelry in the box in the house, all that, but I refuse to wear more than one chain because everybody now is wearing 3 or 4 or 5 chains. I just try to do whatever's different. And the pink thing happened. Basically, Dame was going to Fashion Week a lot at that time, and I'm like, I need to stand out. It's Fashion Week. And I wore the pink mink there and had everything pink, and it just like newspapers and everything, and it just started going crazy. I'm like, I'm going to run with this because people are like going with it. Even people's calling me like, what's next year's color? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like Crayola. You know what I'm saying?
When did you decide to stop doing it?
When everybody does it.
Gotcha.
When everybody does it, I can't do what everybody else does. So basically, that's when I stopped. When Fat Farm, I remember Russell Simmons, pink is our color this year, and different clothing companies, stuff like that. So when everybody starts doing something, I kind of shy away from it.
You never did your own clothing line, though?
Nah, right now, to be honest, I got like 5 deals on the table that people are trying to do capsule collections with me, and I could never understand the clothing business, even when I was around Dame and Russell and everybody else, because these guys like Rockaware or Fat Farm at that time when I was around it, they would get like 6 or 7%. And I'm like, yo, this is y'all brand. How are we only taking 6 or 7%? And I just didn't understand it, you know what I'm saying? So I never agreed to do a clothing deal at that time, not realizing that's kind of standard what people get for a clothing deal. But I just was like, if it's my brand and my label, I don't understand it, because like you may say, for instance, like Rockaware back then made maybe 150 million, 200 million, but then it's Rockaware and Damon was getting 6 or 7%. I just was like, man, forget it. I'd rather not take anything than to get shorted on my own brand.
Well, maybe you can help us understand what the hell Kanye's bitching about. That's what I said. Why wouldn't he just start his own situation? Create your own leather jogging pants line.
What's he beefing about? I don't know.
That the fashion industry won't let him in. Like, he wants to do high designer fashion.
Well, it's like that, man. You know, once these people, they have an establishment, you know, it's like it's a secret society in certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, a friend of mine, I won't say the name because I don't want to put him on blast. They're going through something at the networks right now because they have a show and their ratings are so great. But the networks, you know, whether it be, it's a major network, you know, ABC, NBC, CBS, they're upset that the ratings are so good, but 9 out of 10 people that watching it are black. You know, we need at least 3 white, 1 Spanish, this, and they're like, look, the ratings are the ratings. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, this is the way it works, and if you don't like it this way, then we can't do it this way. And Justin Timberlake can't come on your show because it's too black, but he could go on the Ellen show. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I know it's like real vague because I don't want to put them on blast, but just in general, back to the original point, even in the talk show world or the clothing world, whatever, these people are established. They don't want everybody coming in and being like
shaking it up.
Yeah, like when we do liquor and go to these liquor conventions, when we had Scissor and everything else, you should see the look on white people's face, like, what are these Negroes doing in here? Basically, like, yo, you know, people on Hennessy or E&J or even Major Champagne, you know, these people been doing this for years and this generation's passed down. So when you got some 20-year-old, mid-20s or early 30-year-old black guys walking in with liquor, they like, yo, what are they doing here? They
and they'll shut you down.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell happened with Scissor?
We sold it.
Okay.
We sold it.
Did you get a lot of flack from guys down south who were like, yo, that's ours? How you going to take our name and run with it?
We called 3 6 Mafia to cut all that out. They was in the video. They did the video with us. They did the Scissor commercial, and they had the Scissor song first, so that eliminated all that.
Right. I always feel like Dipset was always really big in the South, too. Like one of the
Midwest,
first
too. Midwest, too.
Well, we lived a lot of places also, you know what I'm saying? I lived in Ohio for 4 years. I lived in Chicago for 3 years. Not saying I wasn't coming back and forth, but we planted our flag a lot of different places.
Now, also, when you got into the fight outside the club in New York City, it feel like at that point you kind of just went underground for a little bit, like it made you feel like New York or people turned on you. Yeah. That's when I felt like the Camron changed a little bit. Like you were just no more public. You was just to yourself.
Yeah, basically it wasn't even that. My mom had a stroke, like maybe the 2-3 days after that, 3 strokes in one day, and then basically that's when Jim got on the radio and was saying everything he said. So basically I had to step back and see who around me is who, and then I take care of my mother. Like, you know, she basically is in the hospital for a month and a half with a speech impediment, left side of her body paralyzed, and it was just all that at one time, but my family comes before everything.
Is it hard to trust guys after they flipped on you once and then they come back in the circle?
Nah, man. You know, we from Harlem. That been going on way before us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta realize, like, you know, I tell people a lot, like, I love Dame and Biggs' relationship. You know, Big shout out to Biggs, he's locked up right now, but you know, it's rare for a lot of people to stick together because in Harlem is mad chiefs, is not a lot of Indians. Everybody's kind of want to be a boss, so you just gotta prepare yourself for stuff like that.
They were saying Jim Jones was upset with Meek because he got the title of one of his songs called Rich Porter. Oh, does it bother you when people outside of Harlem, you know, do stuff like that?
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know what's going on with that neither, but nah, to me, basically, I don't mind. Like, Meek Mills has a song named Rich Porter and Jim's mad about it.
That's what they saying.
They're taking shots.
Yeah, they say Jim threw a shot at him.
On Twitter. You know how it goes.
He never mentioned Meek's name, but you know how the blows
I don't know. But me personally, like, it's basically showing love to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of us knew Rich Porter. He's older than us, you know what I'm saying? I never even met Rich Porter. I don't know Alpo, I don't know none of them, but you know the story is legendary. But at the end of the day, I don't got a problem with that. It's cool.
Now, whatever happened with you and 50? Because I remember there was a time when y'all two were not getting along with each other. I didn't even know where
This is like, yo, so the beef, this is like beef for top beef for top beef for top beef.
We don't never
At
see
that
you.
time.
No,
I'm with it.
we gotta ask you
Yeah, we
everything. We
never-
never know when we gonna see you
I
again.
remember
I ain't got no problem answering none of these questions.
Because you
gotta
had
see
put out
about
that
anything.
video
I
in
ain't
the
got no
backyard
problem.
in
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
Look at my pool.
Yeah.
Get my pool.
No, those Camrons had some big moments, and that was one of the moments that.
No, I smoked to 50 maybe about like 7-8 months ago. We was talking about doing some business, and that was just a moment, you know, like basically that's what I was saying earlier about the J thing. With me, it'd be moments. Like if you ain't never do nothing to my family or hurt nobody, my loved ones, and it's music, to me it's a moment. If you want to keep on going with it, then we keep on going because I'm not going to stop. But you know, if we calm down or talk and speak, I'm cool with it. So me and him spoke a few months ago. And we was talking about doing some business together, and that was that. But I don't got a problem with 50 neither.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday
ear.
morning, 6 to 10. Power 105.1.
You know, it's funny because celebrity couples are popping now, and you know, you was like one of the first rappers I heard about, you know, scooping up an R&B chick back in the day with Miss Mariah Carey.
He never talked about that really. He never
You had
talked,
her
but
all
I
in the hood
heard.
and
He
all.
said they were
I
just
heard,
good
though.
friends.
I heard that Mariah Carey said, "Cam, if you get one more single, we're gonna go public with this."
Oh yeah, I did hear something like that.
That's what I heard.
I was a single away.
That was your inspiration for Old Boy?
I was a single away. Nah, she was always just cool, and yeah, she used to come to the hood, and we ride around, and she's like Mariah. Like everybody got this like Mary Poppins mystique about her, but she's like, she kind of hood when you hang out with her. She got a slick mouth, like she talks it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give you a great example. Dame probably ain't gonna like this, but like, you know, Dame talks slick all the time. He's a slick talker. Like, it was a time she was like, Dame was like, yo, how'd you go in your closet to her? Like, how'd you, my birthday party, like, how'd you go in your closet and pick that out? You know what I'm saying? I could never go in my closet and pick that out. She's like, you still pick out your own clothes? Like, that's played out. she's like, I haven't picked out my own clothes in about 10 years. Somebody does all this for me. I was like, they was like, yo, that was a good one. They like, that was a good one. But yeah, she'll sit on the crate.
Are y'all
Shalana
still
Avenue.
cool, even though she's married? Because I know sometimes people get married and you got to kind of cut up your friends. So
I haven't spoken to her. I don't know. Like, I'll assume we still cool, but I haven't spoken to her since she's been married. But I wish them the best.
But now you're in another relationship with Juju,
Yeah.
and people are saying that y'all might be coming out with a show. Is that something you're considering?
You definitely got to do a reality show, Cam. It's only right.
I've been offered all type of money, man. I turned everything down. Only company that I haven't sat down with is 51 Miles. They're based out of LA. Like,
Chris Albrego.
yeah, exactly. You know, like they do the T.I. show, T.I. and Tiny
They
show.
did Irv Gotti show.
Yeah,
They did the game too.
They do the game. They do.
La La.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to her actually the other day about it, but she was like, they're really dope. Like, but you know, Mona called me, like, couples therapy called, like, yo, we'll give you $300,000.
Why y'all need couples therapy? I thought that's
They
the
must
people
have
that
saw you
have
shooting at her with
problems.
the blank guns on Instagram.
That's what I was saying. I was like, y'all don't really need therapy, but they're just more or
You'll be
less.
on there with Chingy.
They're just trying. I think he took the rap slide, whatever. But they basically was saying they give everybody $75,000 per season, and they was willing to go up to $300,000. I'm like, I don't really need the money. I'm fine. I'm not explaining. We don't need therapy. And then I spoke to Mona a few times too, and just basically, that ain't really something I want to do. Like with me, like y'all said, nobody sees me too much. It's kind of mystique. You go on Instagram, you might see what we doing, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to pull that curtain up yet. And if I do, they're not really talking about the money I would want to do something like that.
But you could executive produce it yourself too.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not totally crossing out 51 Minds, because, you know, speaking with some people, like I spoke to Jason Jeter, who works with T.I., I spoke to Lala, and everybody's kind of giving them praise, and we had some great conversations. So I'm not Xing them out the picture, but like Love and Hip Hop's not happening, no couples therapy, nothing like that. But
You watched Jim and Chrissy's show?
yeah, I watched their show also. They got a new show coming up too, I believe.
Yeah, new season.
Yeah.
So where you getting all these prop guns? How many prop guns do you have in the house, man?
Like, yo, you know I shoot, man. Like, basically, Bang comes with all this stuff. The dude Bang, he's like a jack of all trades. Like,
That's your real cousin?
nah, that's my man.
Okay.
That's my man. But basically, the scenario for all the stuff that we done, he really did this to somebody. Like, moved in their house and took the big bedroom and puts Uzis in the refrigerator just to scare. I'm like, yo, this has to be like a movie, man, because the dude is like a friend of mine also. He's like, yo, bang, I went in the washing machine yesterday. It's scuba gear in there, like duck feet and all that. I'm like, yo, he's doing this to scare you. Like, I don't know, Cam. I put a picture of Jesus over the wall, and he's like, what's this doing up? He's like, to protect the house. He rips the picture down and says, I protect the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, yo, this dude is kind of crazy. So I started filming stuff, and what I'm working on now also too is the reason I kind of put some music out is because what I'm going to start doing in January, because with the Netflix deal, it's a certain amount of movies we could put out per year, and it's like a 3 or 4 year deal. So like we only put out 3 movies this year, or 2 next year, or 4 to 5. I forget how the contract is structured, but what I'm doing now is being that I got my own cameras, own film, and prop guns, just like you were saying or whatever. I'm shooting a series called First of the Month because so many people are like, yo, when's Killer Season 2 coming out? When's Killer Season 2 coming out? And to shoot 6 episodes of 6 30-minute episodes would cost me the same amount of money it does to shoot a movie. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put out 30-minute episodes, 20, 25-minute episodes every month on the first of the month, and put out music with it, 5 or 6 songs every month from January to June. And if it pans out good, we'll continue to do that. So you don't have to worry about when's the next movie, or when you putting out some more music, or what's going on. So from January to June, we'll see how this project works out.
You know, every time you put an idea out there, somebody steals it.
Yo, man, I
Chris
just
Hansen, To Catch a Predator stole that idea from Cam. I remember reading one time that Cam was going to do a show where he was going to be setting up pedophiles and then he was going to bust in on them. And then To Catch a Predator started coming on MSNBC.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm about to start doing this when I'm going to tell y'all first since y'all here.
All right, we're going to steal this.
Yeah, I'm put out there so that we, you know, I know Charlamagne will bring it back, whoever steals it. I'm starting wearing capes this winter, man. You know what I'm saying? Like fly capes, though.
Nah, Prince been doing that, though.
Nah, but not Prince. Prince wore heels with his capes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wearing no heels. No, I'm gonna wear fly capes though, like like little capes, because it's more like nobody can question my cape. If you wear, it's more people wear skirts, you can wear a cape. That's my thing. So
skirts ain't cool though.
Yeah, skirts
no,
ain't.
I said if you could wear skirts, don't question my cape. I'm definitely not. I'm not cool with skirts. I agree with you 100%.
It's gonna be like fur
That's what I'm
capes?
trying to tell you. Like, Cam, what are you doing with a cape? What's he doing wearing a skirt? After you question him, come back to me.
I kind of associate the skirts with Harlem too.
No.
Where you get that from?
Or ASAP Rocky be wearing dresses.
Well, now that was a long shirt ASAP had.
I don't know. I'm not,
Are you cool with the ASAP Mob movement?
I met them, but I don't really know them too much. I know ASAP Ferg's father. He's like an OG in the hood, you know what I'm saying? But every time I see them, they show mad love. And
I like those guys.
yeah, so ain't like I don't want to say act like I see them in the hood or nothing like that. But when I do see them, they show mad love, and I like everything that they doing right now. So big shout out to them. But one person I could vouch for is ASAP Ferg, because his father was like, D. Ferg was a real G, and rest in peace to him.
Now back to this cape thing. Are you going to tie it around your neck?
Is it going to be
on
fur,
your
leather?
I'm being made, you know, I got
wool?
suede, I got silk, I got slightly fur on one side, you know, it's going to vary, you know what I'm saying? Don't trust me, it's not random. It's not like the Count from Sesame Street or nothing like that. It's fly capes.
Maybe
you know
with a
what I'm saying?
hood.
Well, after I see a picture, if you see me with a cape on, you know you were my inspiration. I'm good for that kind of stuff. Like, yo,
Hey, Powerhouse.
Oh,
We gonna come out with some capes on.
I effed up and did that with leather jogging pants, though. I ain't cool enough for leather jogging pants.
Yeah, you know.
Had my balls sweating too.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna front like, you know, I got people that's older than me. I be with people that's younger than me, and it's just crazy because my man, he's actually out there. I don't even know. With Britt, yeah, Britt like the grumpy. Like, I had some leather shorts on. He's like, you too old for that. I'm like, all right, man, let me get away with it today, man. But you know, my friends vary and their opinion varies. But yeah, I get where you coming from with the sweat.
Now, with Dame Dash, I know that you said you looked up to Dame and he's helped you so much.
Yeah.
But now, what about helping him? I mean, you hear so much about Dame and his house going into foreclosure and this, that, and the other. What happened with him financially, since he's helped so many people financially?
Dame is good. You know, Dame going. No, I don't want to talk about his business too much, but don't read everything or believe everything you read, man. Everything you hear like this or that's going on. And I don't want to talk about his business, but trust me, Dame is more than fine. He's very fine, and actually, he just opened up an art gallery down on Orchard Street that we be at basically every day. And also, Dame is like, a lot of people don't know this, but he's 50-50 with Jim on the Vampire Life thing. He's the one who kind of got it off, and then his wife has a $50 million company that he has percentage in, you know what I'm saying? Well, not his wife, pardon me, his ex-wife,
yeah.
Rachel Roy. So he's very well in with that every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
and he got her started off because she used to work at Rockaware, right?
Yeah.
And then that kind of got her into the fashion business.
He started off, definitely.
Now, you spoke about ghostwriting earlier. Is it true that you wrote Crush on You for $5,000?
Yeah.
You don't feel like you got shafted?
I do what I had to do, man. I mean, looking back on it, cool, but it was an opportunity. But just so everybody's clear on it, the original Crush on You didn't have Little Kim on it.
It was all Little C's.
Yeah, it was just all for Little C's. So, but at that time, I was 18 years old, and I was excited even to be doing something like that. And $5,000 was a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was just getting kicked out of college. I went to college, just got kicked out. And Mace kind of got his deal right when I got kicked out of college and coming back to New York, so that helped out a lot. Looking back on it, yeah, but it helped me also be able to have a conversation about it today.
Now, you was in college for basketball. You was one of the top 25 players in the country in high school. Why the NBA never pans out for you? Did you choose the streets? Or?
Nah, well, basically what happened was my senior year in high school, we was like undefeated, like 25-0 or something crazy, and we lost in the first round of playoffs, and I just didn't go back to school. I was like, yo, this is depressing. So I didn't graduate. I was supposed to go to the University of Miami, but they sent me to a junior college in Texas. I went to Navarro Junior College in Corsicana, Texas, and I got hurt my first year, so I redshirted. And then I ended up getting kicked out of school. Like, basically, when you're 18 and you're not, nowadays it's kind of like, okay, because you see a Walmart here or Kmart here. Like, back then, there wasn't no Walmarts around New York or nothing like that. And when you go out there, you could just buy a gun, like Doritos, toilet paper, give me a 9mm. Yeah. Like, you're buying it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just reckless, and then ended up getting kicked out of school in Texas. And then Mace, when I came back, Mace was pretty much almost had his deal done. So I was running around with him waiting for my opportunity. So that's what happened with that.
Would you ever do like a Dipset movie, like the Notorious movie, or Eminem did 8 Mile, or 50 did?
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about doing something like that because it's funny you said that. I was talking to somebody the other day, like they're doing an NWA movie now, and I was like, yo, a lot of kids might not get it. Like, I would love to see it. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm a big NWA fan. And I was saying we better do a movie about diplomats now before you wait another 10 years and it won't be relevant and people like, hey, what's going on? I mean, we all know, but the younger generation might not. So I'm working on that also now, too.
But regardless if you know about it or not, it's still a good story. Just
Absolutely.
Like I watch movies about people I don't really know like that, that's from back in the day, like Frankie Lyman or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I say about the NWA scenario. Like, that would be a great, great story. I would love to know more if it's real and not real or whatever, but I just would still like to capture the essence of
like
what's
a TLC movie that's about to come out, because me and Envy watched that already.
A dope flick.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot of things that we didn't know. Like,
it's
if
a
you
documentary or it's a movie?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Movie? That's what's up. I
And
didn't
actually,
know
Chili
that.
was on set consulting and letting them know everything that happened.
Yeah.
So if you did do a diplomat movie, what are some things maybe that you think would be essential to the story that people don't know?
Essential to the story that people don't know. It's so much.
Like, I didn't know Chili had got kicked out the group at one point.
Like,
I feel like Freaky Zeke would be the wild card. There'd be so much we don't know about him.
Yeah. Zeke like kind of the nucleus. Even though he seems the craziest, he's kind of like the nucleus. It's so much different. See, that's the reason why it kind of isn't done, because it just goes from here to here to. Like, it's even time, like, Mace taught Jim how to rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many different elements that you would just have to cram it and put it all together, and I don't know if...
How did Mace teach him how to rap? I didn't think Mace was around during that time.
Yeah, like, basically, like, we all kind of from same neighborhood, so, you know, when you young, you stand with your grandmother or your grandfather or your parents or whatever, when you 16, 17, 10th, 11th grade, and God bless the dead, Jim's grandmother had passed away. So he kind of had the crib to himself. So we all used to start going to his crib because, you know, you had the free crib, you know what I'm saying? And we used to, me, God bless the dead, Bloodshed, used to go up to his crib and we used to write our rhymes and we like, yo, you know, why don't you get involved in this stuff? And just kind of taught him the format. And Mace kind of taught Jim the format, how we used to write rhymes, and Jim just ran with it after that.
Big L did the same for you, right?
Miguel?
Big L.
Big L.
Oh, I'm about to say,
I thought he said Miguel, too.
Damn, Miguel's the OG from Harlem? I didn't know.
I'm like,
I thought
he threw me off. Like, oh, yeah, Big L, like, man, you know, basically when Big L was hot, I was playing basketball mainly when he was hot. I used to rap, but I never took it serious like a hobby, and he put me on his first album, and he's, you know, I owe a lot to Big L for even believing in me and thinking that I could do it, because I didn't take rap serious. He's like the big time rap star in my neighborhood from my block at that time. And it'd be times I come out 3, 4 in the morning, go to the chicken store, he stand on the corner like, yo, Cam, spit something for me. I need some inspiration. I'm like, you need inspiration from me? Like, you Big L, you know what I'm saying? But that gave me more motive to start writing rhymes. As Big L liked my rhymes, then it was like a big deal for me at that time.
Y'all was a group, right? You, Big L, and Bloodshed?
It was a lot of us. Big L tried to, like, he kind of was picked up on the movement thing kind of before anybody knew it was, at least in our neighborhood. But it was a lot of us who was chilling in the corner. He had like 8 people, and basically there's all from different parts of Harlem. But like me, Mason, Bloodshed took the name and ran with it because we was with each other every day, so we was just doing more songs and ran with it. But it was a lot of people, Gruff and my man Twan from the East Side. It was a bunch of people.
How big do you think Big L would be now, hypothetically speaking, if he didn't meet his untimely demise?
Everything I can't say. I mean, to me, he would. Of course, I would want him to be the mega superstar that he was supposed to be. But things change. For me to even be around this long is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I be fronting on my homies. I be like, man, I rhymed it 3 different decades. I'm still gonna do what I want to do out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, times change every 3, 4, 5 years. So I would hope he would be a successful multi-platinum artist. But L was very business-minded also. He might have been doing something else. So I have no idea, but I would hope for that he would be great.
What should you be listening to now, though, that's new? Like, what artists do you actually pay attention to? Or, like, how you inspired Big L, who inspires you?
You talking about today? Mm-hmm. I don't really get too much inspiration, but I like to hear. I listen to everybody's stuff. Like right now, I just heard Pusha T's stuff. Mm-hmm. I like his new stuff.
He from y'all era though.
Who? Pusha T. Yeah. You talking about somebody? But he's
like the new generation.
Yeah, like.
But it's his first album. It's
his
first solo album.
Kind of like his new stuff.
He getting his 2 chains on.
Yeah, I like Chains. I don't really know. I just heard Nipsey Hussle stuff. That was pretty dope. His mixtape he probably yesterday. I was listening to it.
You paid $100 for it?
No. This is online.
He's selling those for $100.
I heard about that yesterday. I was kind of pissed off. I didn't think about that. I'm like, yo, I heard he sold 100 and sold 1,000. Yeah. That's 100.
Jay-Z bought 100 of them.
There's nobody I like that much to buy $100.
I mean,
pay $100 for their music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What did you think of Kendrick Lamar's King of New York verse?
I was kind of like me, like you said, the kind of new era. I was more or less disappointed that nobody from New York said anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it was, to me, my personal opinion, isn't anybody like myself or anybody else from my era, so to speak, to say anything. I think it's the people who's out now to say something.
Well, Papoose did, Joel.
I like, yeah. I heard Papoose be going hard.
Papoose disrespectful. He just go.
Papoose.
I used to be his friend.
Yeah, I like Joel. I like all of them, and I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about people with major deals or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing them or nothing because they joints was hard. I was feeling them, but like my thing is like I don't really be getting like you got. To me, my personal opinion is. They scared. I like what Drake said. I heard what Drake said. Drake was like, yo, you gonna say something about me and then see me and act like you ain't say nothing about me. You know what I'm saying?
But in the record, Kendrick said it was all love. He said he don't do no harm.
Yeah, but
people were offended that they weren't mentioned, and then people were offended
that they were. He said he trying to take your core fans or something. That's harm. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But isn't that the sport of what it is that as an artist, as a rapper, what you do? I am trying to be the best and take your fans.
Yeah, but
even
that
if we
means
cool.
I'm not going to not say nothing back. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? This part of the game, but you can respond to that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just the same way he said something, I would have said something back. I just don't get like, yo, word, that joint was hard. Let's do a song together tomorrow. Just said my name.
I mean, you did say you were gonna smack. Y'all said y'all was gonna smack Nas's Kufi off. So yeah, you guys go a little far.
Yeah, like, but that's like, that's another thing. Everybody be saying like, yo, y'all go hard, but Nas dissed us first. He come on the radio station and like Camp's album is whack. This down to 30. I ain't messing. I'm like,
he did that here, power.
Yeah, he did hip hop.
Before our time though.
Yeah, and I was like. I'm a Nas fan, so basically for them to make a comment like that, I was like, tag, man, but I'm not gonna let, even though at that time, my mind, I was like the best MC ever to walk the earth. But I'm not, that goes to show, I'm not going to let them just diss me for no reason. Then when we go extra hard, they'll be like, oh, Cam and them wild. They talking about some koofies or everybody, yo, they taking it too far. They talking about people, mothers, and no disrespect. God bless her, because I didn't know his mom passed at that time, and I was wrong for saying that. But I'm just saying, like, you diss me, I turn it up. But it isn't like I just come out the blue with any of this stuff. You like, people got to go to the reasoning before.
Right.
Did any of that ever get physical though? Because like, did y'all ever run into each other in clubs or anything?
You seen? I seen a couple of his dudes. The thing that's crazy about it is that one of his homies used to hustle for me in Queens. Back in the days, I used to.
I don't think you should have said that, Ken.
It was a long time ago.
Statute of limitations is way over.
It's over. Yeah, I'm done. I've been over, but yeah, I used to have work in the bridge from one of his homies, you know what I'm saying? So I used to see his man, I'd be like, yo, it's all love. I don't have no problem with homie or whatever, but that's on him. But at that particular time, you gotta realize at that time we first got the, we was beefing with them or got the Rockefeller or Dame looked out for us, it's really nobody could tell us nothing because our attitude was like, we just got out a effed up deal. For us to even be having this chance, nobody's gonna mess that up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna come in between us. This is our last chance. And whoever we got to run over to achieve what we're trying to achieve, that was our mind state at that particular time.
Where's the Rockefeller chain now? You still got it?
Nah, I don't know where it's at, to be honest.
Damn,
I probably gave it, I give jewelry away, man. I don't know where half of my jewelry is. You
Probably
know
in the middle of a mall in Queens somewhere.
Yeah, but, I have on, that time I have on 10 chains and give away a Jesus piece or take chain off and give somebody this or let somebody who came out of jail get some chains or whatever. But, jewelry always been my thing. It ain't a big deal, like, to give away jewelry, but I don't know where that particular chain is at.
Charlamagne was going to buy a fake chain yesterday when he ran into you.
Oh, when I seen him?
No, I was actually leaving, but what happened was I was going to buy a fake one, and then I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and get the real one. So that's what Mr. Ball was doing, going to buy some.
Because the mentality is everybody going to think it's real anyway, right?
Yeah. Why you put him on blast like that?
I was going to tell everybody anyway. My whole thing was going to be like, look, I'm not the first person in hip-hop to wear a fake chain. I'm just the first to admit it.
Okay, got you.
But then he changed his mind.
Yeah, a lot of artists have admitted that they wear fake jewelry and stuff.
Mine's real, just bright ring, just 100 carats. Like we bring the diamond test out. So
why do you feel like New York hip hop fell off from a OG New York rapper perspective? Why do you think it fell off?
My thing is, I don't really like saying fell off, but the thing is this. What you got to realize is this also. Every year from Atlanta or South, you get new artists. Every year. Up here, we kind of stuck in a mindset to where we don't break new artists. In the last 5 years, you could probably count the new artists that we broke on one finger. Like, you got French, and who else we got?
You can say
ASAP. Nicki kind of, it's been a while. She's been out for a while, but we don't really, every year it's a new dance song from down south. You got Rich Homie Quan come out with the Amigos, or you got whatever, Laffy Taffy, or this year, and we don't really break a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? So, and then we kind of start playing what they're playing, you know what I mean? I do my research and do the due diligence on a lot of stuff. We don't dictate hits in New York anymore. Right. The hits, the main places that hits are dictated from Atlanta and Toronto. So it's like we start following the programming from other places instead of dictating the music. So it just seems like, oh, New York fell off or whatever. But it's not really a lot of opportunities for New York artists up here to get a shot.
You think the music is good, though?
That's another question. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you're into. A lot of times, like, the good thing that I'm getting the feedback on the music I just put out is like, Cam, you spitting this, you spitting that, and people listen to lyrics. To me, it's phases where sometimes you want to listen to lyrics, or sometimes you just want to dance. And, there's a time where and I'm not talking, not to bring it up or whatever, just talking about Nas, because I was arguing with a girl about how dope Nas is, and you know what I'm saying? This is years ago, and I was like, Cam, I don't feel like bringing a dictionary to the club when I'm in the club. I just want to dance, have a good time, man. And I'm like, nah, you're not listening because he said this on this song, this thing. Like, I get it. I want to be drunk, have fun, and not think. So it depends on what kind of mood you in, because sometimes I'm in the club and I'm smacked and I'm bouncing and I'm like, I may sing a song that I may hate tomorrow morning, you know what I'm saying? But I'm singing it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm having a good time at that point.
Did New York give y'all flack when y'all started doing down south records? Because y'all were like one of the first with the Get Crunk music, first up north niggas to start doing that?
Nah, not at all. I never got any slack from anybody in New York about doing stuff like that, because I think pretty much anything we did that was Southern, it was still New York. It's like, we may have did Bout It over Master P or whatever, and we still kept it New York. We named all the New York spots or whatever. I had Master P in Harlem with us shooting a video or stuff like that, but I never got any slack like that.
All right. Well, the mixtape is in stores right now.
Hold on, I got one final question, though.
Go ahead.
It's 2013.
Yeah.
You're older, you're wiser. Yeah. If the serial killer was living next door to you in 4E, would you call the police now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
The mixtape, Ghetto Evan, the mixtape is in stores right now. Make sure you get it. Camron, ladies and gentlemen, The Breakfast Club.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join The Breakfast Club. Blast off in your ear. Weekday morning, 6 to 10.